Hello, dear friends. Happy Tuesday to all of you. So, friends, I have exciting news to share with you. There was a new list of states that will be sending out fourth stimulus checks. A crisis relief package has just been approved and passed. This legislation will provide millions of Americans with bonus inflation relief checks. And I know that many of you are wondering whether you can receive a payment this month. So, friends, please make sure you watch until the end of this video because I will be sharing everything that you need to know in regards to the stimulus payments. Democratic California Governor Gavin Newsom and legislative leaders agreed at the end of June on a $17 million inflation relief package. The tax rebate plan will provide up to $1,050 to millions of California families to help with inflation and these rising gas prices. Governor Newsom, Senator Tony Atkins, and Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon said in a joint statement, California's budget addresses the state's most pressing needs and prioritizes getting dollars back into the pockets of millions of Californians who are grappling with global inflation and rising prices of everything from gas to groceries. The three-tier program called the Middle Class Tax Refund will benefit about 23 million California taxpayers, with the amount that each taxpayer gets determined by income and whether they have a dependent. The state will hand out inflation relief payments to individual taxpayers making under $250,000 a year and married couples that file jointly who earn less than $500,000 annually. The California Franchise Tax Board expects to begin sending out payments in October 2022 through January 2023. Under the tax rebate plan, Californians earning as much as $75,000 for individuals or $150,000 for joint filers will receive $350 per taxpayer. They could also receive an additional $350 if they have at least one dependent. A single parent would therefore receive $700, and two-parent families would receive $1,050. Besides meeting the California adjusted gross income limit, there are other requirements to receive the middle class tax refund. These include having filed a 2020 California tax return by October 15, 2021. Also, you must be a California resident on the date that the payment is issued. Governor Newsom had called for payments going directly to motorists with registered vehicles, as well as calls for the state to put a pause on the state's gas tax, which went up on July 1st as legislated. However, Governor Newsom reached an agreement with lawmakers to send a tax refund to those with or without a vehicle. But a limited pause was announced on the state's diesel fuel tax, but only for truck drivers. That will be in place for 12 months until the end of the state's fiscal year. This is seen as a way of tackling inflation by reducing operating costs from transporting goods for businesses, which end up getting passed on to consumers. There were numerous other measures to help Golden Staters with the cost of living, including emergency rental assistance, utility pay support, a temporary extension of childcare, and preschool family fee waivers, along with support for food banks and other programs. So friends, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that all states should provide their residents with extra stimulus payments? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. There are several states in the U.S. that will provide their residents a chance to grab relief payments. All of them have a deadline for October 17th in order to file taxes and get a chance to collect these payments. Most of these states are choosing to help their residents with a variety of types of aid, from direct payments, rebates, or expanding tax credit. We also have other states that have used their budget surpluses to provide stimulus to people who really need it. There will be at least 9 states that are getting relief in the month of October, with 3 states having this October 17th deadline to file for their taxes. For example, people who reside in the state of Illinois were sent direct relief payments that were worth up to $300 starting on September 12th. For example, people who reside in the state of Illinois were sent direct relief payments that were worth up to $300 that started on September 12th. Taxpayers will also get a rebate of $50, and joint filers will be receiving $100. Families who have dependents will be receiving up to $300. Rhode Island is another state with chances to get this relief. Eligible individuals from this state can get up to $750 in the form of a child tax rebate. The last state is Maine. They can receive a rebate of $850 per person and up to $1,700 per family. Well, my fantastic and fabulous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you so much, friends, for joining me here every single time I post a video. The winner of today's Walmart gift card giveaway is Helen Burton. Congratulations, my friend. To claim your gift card, please check your notifications page and send me an email. Or you can also message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, my friends, and have a wonderful and blessed Tuesday.
What kind of car you drive, whether you have to get a vaccine, how or if you get to heat or cool your home, if you can keep your job, and if you can open or operate your business. Republicans, on the other hand, believe that Americans should control their own lives, their purchasing decisions, their health care decisions, and even their businesses and apprenticeship programs. Business owners across the country try to utilize apprenticeships to develop the skilled employees that they need to succeed and grow. Sadly, this Democrat bill only funds government-approved apprenticeships that are registered with the Department of Labor, not those designed by business owners who have the audacity to think that they know more about their business than those with no business experience, like President Biden and the progressive activists that make up his administration. Why would anyone trust Joe Biden to run their business? He has no private sector experience, but he is now the proud owner of the worst economic record in modern history. So there is that. But why would anyone trust Democrats in this Congress or this administration to run their business? These former educators, lawyers, community organizers, and progressive activists have ruined the outstanding economy that they inherited in January of 2021. But House Democrats demand that you have your apprenticeship program designed by unelected bureaucrats in the Department of Labor because, of course, Washington knows best when it comes to everything. I mean, look what they have done with inflation, supply chains, rising crime, the open border, and everything else. They are a picture of success. But if Washington truly knew best, then 1 in 4 businesses would not have closed permanently in my home state of Virginia due to Democrat COVID restrictions. Employers in my district often ask me, why do they have to submit to government control to be eligible for funding for their apprenticeship program? Who could do a better job developing apprenticeships than the people who, actually create the jobs despite Washington's best efforts to prevent them from doing so? That question was rhetorical. Please don't answer. My amendment would actually let employers run their own apprenticeship programs and help them educate their workers the way they need to so they can expand.
Response to a recent IAIS consultation on the proposed criteria to determine the comparability of AM and ICS, it indicates that the current process may very well be biased towards the ICS and will likely preclude a finding of comparability for AM, which we used or which we want. Could each of you just take a minute and explain why a Eurocentric capital model would have a negative impact on consumers' access to the U.S. insurance products? I'm assuming that both of you feel that may be the case, and I would begin with Commissioner Bahrain.
Sure. Thank you, Senator, for the question. So the U.S. market includes a number of foreign-owned insurers with U.S. businesses. So comparability would allow a foreign jurisdiction to defer to U.S. capital requirements for that business. So it encourages that business. Additionally, as U.S.-based insurers seek to operate abroad, it's important that those countries recognize relevant aspects of our system. I'd also just point out that the covered agreements between the U.S. and the EU and U.K., along with our qualified jurisdiction process, already require recognition of U.S. group capital. So the IAIS process should really not seek to contradict that recognition.
Thank you. Director Seitz?
No,
I made the assumption, but I'm assuming that you're in agreement with my statement that we really do want to maintain the current aggregated proposal that we use in the United States today.
No, thank you, Senator, for your question on this issue. It is one that is critically important for the U.S. insurance sector, and it's one that our team has been working on for the last several years in close coordination with the NAIC, the states, and the Federal Reserve. We believe it's critical that we remain engaged in this conversation for many of the reasons that you noted. In particular, the international community is moving ahead with the development of the insurance capital standard, and we need to be at the table to improve that methodology so that it's more compatible with our U.S. system. As we discussed earlier, the ICS does not appropriately reflect certain aspects of our regime, particularly for those long-dated, long-duration products, which are critical for millions of Americans entering retirement. And I know that it'll be a priority issue for us over the coming months, and we look forward to working closely with the states, the NAIC, and the Fed as we take this important work forward.
Thank you. I really do believe that the U.S. system of state-based insurance regulation is truly the gold standard when it comes to protecting our insurance markets and the insurance consumers in my home state of South Dakota and across the country. Commissioner Borrén, do you believe that our state-based regulatory system has been effective and successful?
Very much so. I think it was interesting, as Senator Brown referred to AIG, and I think that for those of us that lived through that period of time and, the crash of the capital markets in 2008, what we know is that the one set of companies that did extremely well were the insurance companies, the P&C carriers that were regulated by the states. So